Hello, beautiful people. Today I would like to share with you a few things and talk about the different things we can do in life, the different opportunities that we are getting each and every day. And once we decide that we want to take them and that we want to change our current state of affairs, of mind, of actions, reactions, our situation, our environment, then suddenly the outer world starts shifting and starts providing us with all of those opportunities, all of those options, all of those situations which are beneficial for us and are pointing the way towards what we really want and how we really want to feel. So one thing would be, of course, meditating. Another one would be self-talk. Another one would be just visualization, right? Of course, all of those things can be mixed in one, but whichever feels right to you is the right way for you to proceed with this. Obviously, if there is an emotion that you feel you're struggling with currently, or you have been struggling for many years, like I have with, for example, fear of expressing myself out loud, or of being judged or blamed, or not valued, not accepted for who I am, what I do, how I do it, for example, when it comes to art or expressing myself or what I believe in, how I see the world. And it might be something completely different for you, right? But if there is something like a feeling that is there, you don't know really what it is, well, of course, one of the ways is just to stay with it for a little bit and see what it really wants to tell you, right? Another way is just to meditate and focus on dissolving it. There are many ways, many practices, many different methods, modalities, techniques, and so on and so forth that can help you with each and every different, let's say, thing that you consider an issue currently, that is a pressing issue mentally, emotionally. Usually it happens for them to be simultaneously at the same time, right? Happening in your life, meaning that the mental state is reflecting the emotional state and vice versa. So I wanted to share with you about what I've been doing recently, and I started giving lessons, language lessons, and it's been nothing less than amazing. And I started not even a month ago, like 3 weeks ago, and I've already had behind my back 11 lessons and 6 students, and it's amazing. It's amazing also the feedback that I've got from them. What I really wanted to share is that I didn't believe in myself before, and I was scared and afraid and just dwelling in apprehension of what it would be like to express myself freely, what it would be like to offer my services out there, just to post an advertisement or register on a site where I, for example, record a video like this one and I say, okay, this is who I am, that's what I can do for you, please feel free to contact me. And I started doing the Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself meditations by Dispenza some 1 or 2 months ago. And I started paying attention to a lot of what I think and how I feel in those moments. And I gotta tell you, this just brought so much awareness to my life, to the things I think about myself, to how I visualize my life, in every situation kind of. I noticed that I'm visualizing it before it happens at all. I'm visualizing it, and based on this very quick visual, we don't usually think about it. At least I caught myself that I'm not thinking about it. It just happens automatically. I'm seeing certain events and situations in my life, and based on this quick visual, which is based probably on past memory of different experiences, family, society, friends, schools, and so on and so forth, I would make a decision based on this visual, like very quick visualization with thoughts, about if I should do something, if I can do something, if I cannot do something, if somebody's gonna like me, accept me, etc., etc. And most of them were just negative. Most of them were negative. And I started changing those by actually challenging myself. Let's see what will happen if I do this and this and this today, for example. So I feel that practicing or something that I like, for example, playing the guitar or doing meditations for 1 or 2 hours per day would be something I cannot, I have to struggle with, and I have this quick association in my mind with thoughts, words in my mind, it's so quick sometimes I don't even catch it, but and a quick visual. And I started challenging that by actually being like, why not? And I started doing those things contrary to what I would sense in my mind and in my visualization, in my mind's eye. And one of the things I did was to create an account on one site where I can offer my services as a language teacher. And so I did. And guess what? A few days later, first of all, I recorded a video. I wrote about me. I wrote the about me section, me as a teacher, what I offer, and so on and so forth. And it was much more frightening before I started doing it than when I was doing it, because my mind was telling me this and this and this and this, thoughts of all sorts. But when I started doing it, I started getting into it. I started feeling motivated. I started feeling even inspired. So I started doing certain things out of inspiration. It felt like I really want to write what I really feel about myself, what I really feel that I can offer. Things that I couldn't imagine before that, 2 months ago, I wouldn't be able to imagine that I can be saying such a thing or resonating so much with what I'm writing about myself. So I recorded also a video and I posted it all, right? It was out there. And a few days later, a person contacted me and they just immediately booked a lesson. So they booked a lesson and they wrote me at the same time. And I was like, holy cow, what is going on, right? I mean, so awesome. I just did it. And people from somewhere out there, right? From the world are contacting me, connecting with me because they liked what I said, what I wrote, who I was in this video that I recorded. They just resonated with me. And I was like mind blown, like completely blown away. And I told myself, it does work. It really was all in my mind. Those emotions that I cannot, those thoughts that I cannot, that I'm not good enough, that I'm going to be judged, they were never true. It turned out they were never true, right? Because people started contacting me. And a few days later, after this woman contacted me, another guy contacted me. He immediately again booked a lesson before basically without waiting for me, for my response, he booked a lesson as well. And those two people started booking lessons with me. After that, a few more people came. 4 more people came after that. So now I'm having 6 students and 11 lessons behind me. One of those students even bought a package of 5 lessons. And the reviews I'm getting, amazing things that those people are saying about me. And they don't need to do that. They don't need to write the review on my profile. They don't need to give me any feedback whatsoever, but the way that they're writing it, what they're saying, how our lessons go in general, I would have never imagined it. I wouldn't have been able to accept it, as a possibility even. And now I did it. I challenged myself and I felt that this is just a thought and an emotion that is not necessarily true. It might be a wrong interpretation from my past, from my childhood, whatever. I've dug in my past, I've done this as well. I've come to certain conclusions, about my family, how I've been brought up and so on and so forth. But this is not the case. This is not the thing I really want to bring up in this video. What I really want to bring up is the empowerment, the encouragement. I really want you to feel empowered by hearing what I'm saying now. That those thoughts and limiting emotions are not true and they've never been true. Yes, they are an interpretation. They are a suggestion that we've been telling ourselves for probably many, many years, according to certain situations in our lives, the way that we've been brought up and so on and so forth. I mean, who knows what else, right? But they might not be really reflecting reality, because I never believed that I'm worth it. I never believed that anybody is gonna value my work. And now the feedback that I'm getting from people is completely the opposite. People really value my work, and also my practice in meditation, in breathing exercises, self-reflection, and so on, have also taught me how to spot certain things in others, right? And when I spot it in others, I can immediately suggest something, and during my lessons with some of those people, I suggest, for example, that now we can breathe, now that we can visualize that we're breathing out all of those words or sentences or tensions about if we're doing it perfectly, if we're making perfect sentences, if everything is making absolutely perfect sense, etc. And people are thanking me after that. In those reviews, I'm actually getting part of almost all of those reviews are about me helping them with their nervousness, things I would never imagine in the past. You understand? And this is so encouraging, so empowering, and it makes me happy. It's just expanding me from within. Do you understand? And this is something that's always been there. I never believed it. I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to suggest certain things that can help people, that can make them feel happier with themselves and find their true power in themselves, right? To guide them in a way, right? To just help. And now it's happening, and it's happening starting from language classes, right? I would never imagine, but that's the inspiration I got. That's the message I received from myself during meditation, during self-talks in my own mind. And the moment I start feeling aligned and that things are clicking, I feel good about this, that, about myself doing it, ideas start coming and I start following. And now when I get, because I still do get a lot of negative thoughts and I still have negative feelings in my body. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. I'm far from perfect. But it's a starting point, right? It's a starting point, recognizing how you feel, recognizing what you think, and still remembering that this is not who you are. This is not who you are. Because if it was true, I would have never got here now telling you this, if this was really reflecting reality, but it's not. And I really wanted to say this because I know how empowering a lot of other people's videos and messages have been for me. And I really wanted to share this with all of you because this might really resonate with some of you. You might really question all of those things that have been happening in your life. And if this is really the way that you feel that your life is supposed to be, let's put it in this way, or you want it to be different. You want you to change. You want you to have different thoughts, to have different perceptions about yourself, life, other people, the world, etc. Just challenge it, and challenge it in the most beautiful way, meaning be accepting with what is, by knowing that this is not true. As if it's negative, right? Knowing it's not true. If it's positive, you know that it's true because it feels right. It feels good and expansive and easy, right? It feels simple. And challenges to you don't feel like burdens, don't feel like efforts, but feel like something adventurous, right? Something daring, something that you really want to see yourself going through, right? And yeah, I think that's my message. That's my message for today. I really wanted to share this, and I really wanted to share this brief story of mine, right? About my recent past, like literally the last 3 to 3.5 weeks. This is what's been happening. And my life has been changing dramatically, just dramatically. I started posting advertisements here and there. People started finding me on different platforms and also suggesting what I can do. That's something incredible, how the universe speaks through others to us, right? People started suggesting different sites, different platforms I can go on, and offer different sorts of services, right? Because this is also a thing that I would like to do and that I've started already doing. But I mean, growing, right? Meaning life coaching, meaning helping others, meaning giving others this type of support that they needed at the moment, and this type of empowerment and inspiration that would allow them to see their own true power. Because we all have, you all have the capability of being your own guide, right? And when we get help from another, we can still take it as a sign from the universe because we're all connected anyway, in one way or another. This is the way that we operate in life, right? We always go to another person, we always talk to another person, always something happens, right? We might be the key to somebody else's success, or to somebody else's motivation to change, or anything else in this regard. So yes, that's my message. I love you all. My heart and my mind are out there supporting you all in change, in love, in happiness, in wanting to shift from the old version of you that you now realize you've never really been. We've all believed in it, and now we start disbelieving it. So take care. Love you all. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.